Cloudify is an end-to-end orchestration platform. Basically serve our service provider customers as well as some enterprises. Generally speaking, when we're looking at our customers, we're serving the larger ones, which are distributed and with heterogeneous technology. So we usually see or find that orchestration becomes a critical need when there are different layers of softwares and automation tools sometimes that needs to be integrated into an end-to-end automation platform. So this is where we come in. Obviously the partnership with Enea, which is very important for us, is more on the service provider side. So one of the hottest buzzwords in today's market is uCPE and SD-WAN. The aspiration, the service provider's aspiration would be to ship a customer premise equipment box with specific VNFs pre-boarded into the box. And with a zero-touch provisioning, these VNFs magically starts communicating with each other, open SD-WAN tunnels from one branch to another, and instantly starting to work. The work that we're doing with Enea is on that level. So, for example, we've partnered with a CPE vendor and a South African service provider, without mentioning names. The CPE itself had two VNFs, a 128T virtual router and a Fortinet firewall. Enea's role in that architecture was obviously to provision those VNFs and ensure that those are up and running. And Cloudify came in as the service orchestrator, defining the actual policy, working through the rules and networking rules between the VNFs and ensuring the end-to-end service is up and running once the CPE was provisioned by Enea. Zero-touch provisioning, it's as simple as that. So you have a box, you plug it into the networks and everything starts to work. It doesn't really matter to the customer what Cloudify does and where Enea plays, but at the end of the day, Enea automates, I would say, the lower levels. Cloudify automates more the applicative end-to-end service levels, but the customer's experience is a zero-touch provisioning. You have a box, you plug it in, and it starts automatically communicating with the rest of the boxes across the network. We'll take the SD-WAN use case, which is again something that most service providers are looking at now. How long would it take to provision a new branch without automation? The answer is it may be much more complicated than we think. And as we're looking towards the larger deployments, it is becoming much more complicated. So it's basically time savings, and more importantly, or as importantly, I think, saving on the human error side. Pre-configuring a box, shipping it, figuring out that you haven't configured the right default gateway, having to go back and reconfigure it, et cetera, et cetera. With Cloudify and Enea, these problems go away. You simply have a box that is up and running and without the hassle of having to configure and maintain it. One of the things that we're doing is making sure that VNFs are always up and running, right? If we need to execute a heal operation on a VNF, we can do that. So we can identify day 2 operations, we can update software on that VNF, push system updates to it, etc. So the box is always up to date, right? And that's an important benefit, I think, for our customers.